You know how many heads get blown apart in Dawn of the Dead? And of course, obviously, I thought when he said "steal your thunder," it wasn't going to be somebody pulling the sheet down and the guy turned into a zombie. It'd be the helicopter chopping the top of the head off. But you gotta say that the sheet came down.
Yeah, it was good. It was a real dramatic moment. It's not always about 100 gallons of blood, but I do like the helicopter scene.
What do you think? That's a good topic. Zombies moving fast versus zombies moving slow.
I don't like, this is what I was talking about earlier with the sickos. The sickos can move fast because they don't have the atrophy and the rigor mortis and stuff that happens when you're undead. Undead zombies are slow moving. But the sickos, like in 28 Days Later, Robert Rodriguez, Planet Terror, they move fast. They're sickos. But the fast-moving zombies just don't do it. The classic undead, Romero-style, sluggish zombies, you know, there's 5 of them in a field. We can get past them. They're spread out far enough.
What's your thoughts on Shaun of the Dead?
I like that movie a lot. And I don't know, I think it was probably the first. It has its own genre now. It's a zombie. It's a cross between a zombie movie and a comedy. Yeah, I definitely think they should keep making them. I don't think the genre's dying out in any way, no pun intended. I don't know, I would like to see a lot more of the old classic zombies. I like the desperation of survival, the whole last stand.
If you were going to head out, if somebody handed you $5 million, a few cameras, and said, go make a zombie movie, what would you do?
It's funny you should ask. I've actually kind of been working on something. It's normal society. It's been trucking right along the whole time.
That's a good word, trucking right along. Maybe a trucker zombie.
What would he haul?
What would he haul?
What would a trucker zombie haul?
Formaldehyde.
Yeah. My favorite, there's actually a movie out now. It's real big. It hasn't, you've either seen it or if you have it, you love it or you hate it. It's Zombie Strippers. And there is a zombie that a guy goes in for a lap dance, and the girl jaw rips him. She grabs him like this.
Oh my gosh.
And jaw rips his head open. Okay, so he's got no lower jaw. Well, later he comes into an encounter with this guy, and he's like, "Ooh, you're so tough, won't you bite me?" And the zombie can't do anything because he's got no lower jaw. It's hanging down here. So he's trying to bite him, and he can't do anything. I think those movies made him probably who he is.
Did you ever see Bubba Hotep?
Oh, yeah, I love Bubba Hotep. That was one of the... That's a different genre of movie, Charles.
Yeah.
Claudia, you had some experiences with a ghost a few years back. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. It was actually, Charles, about 3 years now. Downtown Roanoke.
This was in downtown Roanoke?
Yep.
In your art studio?
In my studio.
So can you tell me a few things about what the ghost was doing?
Well, it started just doing like the radio in the morning. Repeatedly, I found it on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started checking really like and making sure like, okay, I read it off, it's off. Goes in the door, next morning, it's on again. And then just like that, and then the fourth time, it was not only on, but it was also not in the CD mode, it was in the radio mode. And it was loud when I opened it out. And I thought, this is going beyond. Because to do that in my stereo, you have to push a button. And so the one day I was with a friend and we saw these hands on a mirror.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
Was it handprints?
It was handprints, but it was just this part of the hand, Charles. It was just this. I mean, you really couldn't see just a little bit of it, but it wasn't like that. It was like something was going like that on the mirror. Just letting the imprints of this part and just a little bit of the lower part. They were very slow hands. Small hands. So it was a child. It was definitely child hands.
Mm-hmm.
And it went all the way to the mirror, and the mirror is really high, and we don't really have children visiting there. So I was thinking, no, this is impossible, because if it been like that in the morning, that's the first thing I would have seen, because it was dirty. It was like really like something like greasy stuff, or something you put on your hair that leaves marks really greasy like that.
Right.
I would have seen that before.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure I would have seen that before.
Yeah.
And I already forgot about the incident, kinda, so I enter, I opened the door, and it was the most dramatic feeling I've ever felt in my life, like, zoom, like what you should be feeling in a poltergeist place or whatever.
Right.
If when you see a movie, that's what I felt. The energy was so dense and negative or dramatic or something. It was impossible to be there. It was like they were pushing you out. Somebody was watching me, and it will come closer and closer and closer. Sometimes it will just hover like right next to me, trying to see what I was doing.
I gotcha.
But I wasn't scared about that. It was just like, oh my gosh, what is this? Why? And sometimes I will say, like twice I said, why do you have to be so close?
Okay.
So I got out, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, what I do? And I get scared. I guess I could be scared at that moment, right, Charles? So I was like, okay. And then plus on top of everything, I had to pee. So I was like, what now am I going to do? Go right next door to say, can I come pee to your place? Like if I didn't have my own bathroom, I was thinking, I was smiling, and I was like, what am I going to do now? So I said, I'm just going to go inside. And so when I was doing that, and I was like, okay. But it's still, I just went to go to the bathroom, and when I went in, it was so unbearable. My hair, I could feel my hair going up like that. I just run into the bathroom, and I turn on the light, and the light just starts flickering like that, like in real movies, Charles. They're going like that, and I'm peeing as fast as I can. It's unbearable, and then the light goes off, and I don't even remember. I just boom, I went out again.
Wow.
Gonna think that I am nuts or whatever. They're not gonna take me seriously, in other words. So I went in, and I prayed, and I told my grandfather and my grandmother and my other grandfather, please help me in this one. And I just went and prayed. It was really bad when I entered, but then as I prayed and as I went in, everything was calming itself down, and I went all the way to the back. And by the time I came back to the door again, it was like, okay, it was not normal, but it was much better.
Wow. Okay. Not normal, but better. You could live with that.
Yes. Well, no, you couldn't. But no, you couldn't. but.
Charlie Cullen is a dandy on TV, wearing ladies' clothes while he picks and sings. Charlie Cullen